Go.
Welcome to day 2 of my video challenge. I'm sitting here at Bamboo Island. We just left another island I don't know the name of, and we're going to another island called Katiev for snorkeling after this, so it's really exciting. Sunday on Mother's Day here, on day 2 of my video challenge, which is really exciting. I'm excited for the 30 days and to see what comes out of it and what I share, and if it's really able to help people touch their lives, reconnect, whatever's possible. I'm so open to it, so it's super exciting. Today I want to talk about the way that we think and the power of our minds and how we live and work with that and deal with that as human beings in a compassionate and understanding way. And what's important is to understand what compassion means, because it's not the same as sympathy and empathy. Compassion is to understand like a student, to take interest, because everything has some sort of reason or story. Now you might not agree with it, it might not be the reasons or stories you would live by, but it's still there. And when we can understand that, we can understand another person, we can understand ourselves, we can understand life and the nature of things. And the reason that I bring that up is there's 2 things that I think are missing that we need more attention to in order to have more inner peace, calmness, better interactions, and more grounded decision making, so we can actually live in the world that's possible, that we want to live in, and enjoy the way that we want to enjoy our lives, and to do that now. Okay, so the 2 things I don't think we know enough about are our emotions and the nature of our life. You see, we have the ability to think about the future and the past and to relate things together, and that can weigh heavily on us. As other species and creatures, they don't do that. They're literally, the way their minds work is living in the moment, and so the moment has everything that we need, but we have this ability to look to the past and the present, and there's value in that, but it's how we're using it, if it's ruling us, if it's determining, when we are creatures of pure choice and opportunity. And so when we don't understand the nature of how we are and how things work, we don't know how to deal with it, and so we become afraid and we just start to make decisions from that place, and then we're not making the choices to do what we really want. We're not experiencing our best creativity and our best expression of self and all that's possible. So those are the 2 things that if we addressed, I think that we would all have a lot more enjoyment. So when we look at our emotions, when you have an emotion, do you know where it's coming from? Do you know what it is that you need? Do you know how to ask yourself questions and to process it and not just make a decision or a reaction? Because if everybody does that and has that going on, then we just have a lot of disagreement and aggression and the experiences we don't want to have, because it feels better to be loving and it feels better to be connected. And so that's definitely what we want to be doing. And so if we can understand the emotions that we're having and learn to accept them for what they are and look to understand them instead of judging them and judging ourselves and creating conflict with people, then I think that obviously our lives can be a lot more enjoyable. And the steps that you can take, as mentioned, are to look at what it is that you're needing and what is it that you're believing and noticing about the moment, and see if there's maybe another perspective you can take on it to have it feel a little bit better. Okay, the other thing is that we don't understand our nature of being on this planet. We don't understand our relationship with nature, how the ocean works with everything, our ecosystems, energy, quantum physics, the very nature of our existence we don't understand. And what happens with that is that we fear things like death, and we fear the future, and we get attached to the past because we don't understand the nature of why we're here, the relationship that we have to one another. And so if we can begin to look at, even when you eat, for example, all of the things that it takes for that food to be on your table, for you to be eating what you're eating right at that moment, the sunshine, the pollination, the energy of the soil and the nutrients and everything that comes into actually having food on your plate, you see the fact that things really do work together. And so when we can understand that nature of how things work, and we can understand ourselves and how we relate, we can have a more realistic view on how we want to be in the world. Because sometimes we tend to be very unrealistic. We think that we're supposed to be perfect and things are supposed to be a certain way all the time, because that's what we're taught and told. But the truth is they're not. That's not the truth. Nobody is that way. That is always a lie. And if it's not a lie, the person's lying to themselves about how they want to live in existence. So if we're living a suppressed existence, well then how is that better just because we've deemed that that's a healthy way to live? There's a quote that says, it's no measure of health to be, well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. The quote is important because we've got to know that nothing is perfect. So stop expecting that from others, stop expecting it from ourselves, start understanding, asking questions, and looking for solutions. See, we look for problems when we want to blame and say it's not perfect. Look for solutions, look for understanding. Maybe it is perfect. Maybe what's not perfect is the way that we're approaching it or what we believe about it. Beliefs are just someone else's idea, and most of them are from science, and science is meant to be able to be proven wrong. So we're always progressing, and I want to tell you this because I want everyone to be able to cut themselves a break and be happy and open your mind. And yes, you can solve problems and find simple solutions, ask a couple more questions, and make the room for the good things that you want in your life, to spend time with your family, travel, learn about the world, open your mind, do whatever it is you want to do, because it is possible. And it's not about having the money, or it's just having the clarity of what it is that you do and don't want in your life. And we know that by asking about how we're feeling in the nature of things and giving ourselves room to be us and have that be okay, because we're the product of the environment, not just us being wrong or bad. And it's not going to be perfect, remember. So just give yourself that space to take a look at what you really want and just be good with that, because that's how, you know, for me it's good to live here by, you know, by what I think is the best way to live life and be happy and get the most value out of my valuable time here on the planet, because that's the one thing that we don't know that we have. And I really do want you to enjoy yours, so thank you for spending this time here with me today. I hope that what I had to say was helpful and insightful, and I look forward to joining you tomorrow for day 3. Thanks.